So here we are. What are all the things that you gotta be prepared for when you have to be a caddy? I got pins, I got a raincoat that looks like a bag, I got Sour Patch Kids for snacks. Holy fuck, it's gonna fucking rain. What can I tell you, par pals? It's the long-awaited Maddie the Caddy story. Why did I do this? Why did I sign up to be a caddy? I want to meet some cool players, man. I want to learn how to play better. So here's Chris Clemens, fellow lefty. Rode up in this cool cart with him. Gave him a little daps like, hey man, fellow lefties, what's up? But rule number one, don't bother the players. Don't do it. Yeah, I changed my clothes. Stay tuned, man. Sue me. Sue me. And of course, I broke that rule. I went and, gave him daps. But I was really quiet about it. It's like, daps, didn't talk to him, didn't bother him while we're on that ride up to T1. So there you have it, rule number one. Here I am at the T of 1. I was at the Austin Open. I was, for the man right there in the hood, caddying for Tyler Wozniak. He's about to throw off the first tee. Very exciting. Shout out to Tyler Wozniak for allowing me to do that. We're going to be talking about the USWDGC, but I did want to just share a little bit of footage from 2023. There's Nate Sexton standing right next to Tyler off the tee. Nate had to be on our card early because he does the Jomez Productions post-production of each day's lead card and feature card. Which leads me to rule number 2. You are your player's number 1 fan for 18 holes. You're not a fan of Nate Sexton, and you're certainly not his caddy. You are your player's number 1 fan. You are the first person that they're going to see after they take either their best shot of their life, the worst shot of their life, or whatever. They take the shot, and whatever is going on in their mind, they turn around. You really want to make sure that you're ready with that fist bump or that vote of support that you need if you took a bad shot. Just offer a towel. You got to take their disc back, dry it off, get some dirt off of it maybe. But, you want to just be real professional. You're not giving them advice or anything like that. They know their game. They know what they're doing. They're the pro, and you're the caddy. So just do what you got to do so they can just think about their game and support them. Make sure you're giving them the let's goes, the fist bumps, high fives, whatever it is. Be ready for it. Certainly, disc golf is a solo sport. It's obviously you and that basket and that tee and that throw, and it's just you out there as a player. But you as a caddy, you make it a team game. You make it something they can share that experience with. And that's huge for a player to not feel alone out there. So it's a huge service if you can really vibe with your player. So we're just going to see Tyler's shot off here. And I want to talk about how I became a caddy. This was just from knowing a friend of mine, a friend of a friend situation. And a friend knows Scott Stokely. Shout out to Rock. Scott Stokely has a teaching clinic in which Tyler is one of the instructors. So if you're in the Rock Hill, South Carolina area and you sign up for Scott Stokely's instructional school, you might have Tyler as your teacher. So sign up for that if you are out in that way. I'm sure he'd be happy to show you the way. He's a great player and really just a great dude overall. So what we also want to talk about, though, is how do you get to be a caddy, right? By the way, here's this birdie shot. Oh, it's so nice, man. With the wind coming in and everything. Boom. Nice one, man. Of course, I actually knew somebody who knew somebody, kind of about who you know, not what you know. I really didn't know anything about being a caddy, and I just really wanted to be a part of something with the Disc Golf Pro Tour. And again, thanks Tyler for getting my feet wet. What are the other ways to become a caddy? You could also be a player in the Disc Golf Pro Tour or a professional player that knows another player that's going to be playing at the tournament, and it's always nice to have someone who really knows the player experience, another player. So you'll see Ella Hansen with James Proctor and vice versa. James Proctor had Ella Hansen on the bag when he won the Swedish Open this last weekend. So props to James Proctor. And having a caddy, especially in rainy conditions like they had out there, is huge. Huge to have someone drive your discs and, just get your umbrella for you, whatever. You only got 2 arms, 2 hands, and you need them for throwing. And it's really helpful to have a caddy in those situations. Another reason that you might end up being a caddy is that you're actually in a relationship. Your significant other or close friend may be an excellent option. Some of the best to my knowledge, some of the best players end up having caddies like Owen Scoggins has Justin Scoggins, her husband. Obviously, a lot of people know Missy Gannon's husband, and he's awesome on the bag. He's incredible. So is Justin. And these are two of the top female players that are winning almost every month in the Pro Tour. They nab a championship of some sort. There's a reason behind that. It's not just that they're skilled players, but they have the peace of mind knowing that when they get a disc from their husband or significant other, that they did the due diligence to dry it off or mud or whatever. I mean, if I fucked up and didn't clean off my wife's disc and I was her caddy during a major tournament and like she fucked up, I'd feel really badly, and I'd have to deal with them being like, dude, come on, afterwards. So I kind of feel that, you know, when you already vibe with that person, you have a spiritual connection, emotional connection with them, and you know how they operate, it makes it much easier for you to be supportive as a caddy and have that person as a caddy if you're that player. Also, I found a new way. The PDGA works with an organization called the PDGCA, the Professional Disc Golf Caddying Association. It's like a $20 a year fee, and I signed up for it, and I had to fill out sort of like a little bio on, you know, why I'm a caddy or why I wanted a caddy for, or what my qualifications were. So I just like wrote up a little resume, a little disc golf resume about my experience. And for the USWDGC, I specifically wrote, I know Sprinkle Valley. I've known it since it was a little baby, and, you know, only 10 and 11 and like the back 9 were open at first. When the player that I ended up getting assigned to decided to go with me, she saw my resume and she kind of looked me up too. She was able to go do some searches and see that, you know, okay, this is the dude I want as my caddy for whatever reasons that she decided. Thank you. But it was great being able to sort of be represented by a group that forwarded my information to pros. I was even asked by the person that signed me up for that if I wanted to be on the bag for Nico Locastro at the Open this last year. I said, does he really need a caddy? And he said, yeah, he's worked with us before. So, you know, wow, I could have been, you know, put on the bag for Nico. And that's cool. You know, he comes with a lot of controversy and stuff, but hey, man, I like to be involved in the Pro Tour, and hey, man, if I could stay out of controversy or help him stay out of a controversial situation and keep him calm during a round or a tournament, I would totally be into that. Man. I just want to be a part of the action, and this is the best way to get the best seat and to get the best views and to be a part of something that's really exciting. So I hope y'all kind of notice that, you know, if you really want to be involved in this and be that person on the bag for somebody, try one of these methods. So either a player yourself and you want to help out another player and they, you know, need some help on the bag, you know somebody, you got connections, you got the hookups, you could be in a relationship with that person. So it helps to actually be married or dating or in a significant other relationship of some sort with somebody, because you know that person's vibe and they trust you. So think about those things, and when in doubt, the PDGCA, sign up for it. $20. I could probably refer you to the homie that does that for me. You know, next time there's a Pro Tour, or if I'm in a town where there's a Pro Tour coming through and someone needs a caddy, I could hit him up and be like, hey man, I'm up at the Preserve, hook a brother up, who needs a caddy? I'm here. So that's an actual possible situation. The practice round is critical. You got to bond with your player, okay? If you don't know your vibe, you gotta vibe together. You gotta be on the same page every day that you're going to be caddying. Absolutely the coolest day of all the days of the tournament, the practice round, believe it or not. I met and ran into, while we were doing the practice round, I ran into Evelina Solonin coming off the chess.com invitational, walking around Sprinkle Valley doing her practice round with James Proctor just helping her out. I gave her some props out winning, and she kept looking at me funny like, that dude's weird, or she kept looking at me like, I don't speak English enough to know what the fuck that guy said. I was just saying, congrats on your win in Florida, and I think I should have said, congrats on your win at the chess.com invitational, because she may not associate Florida with that tournament. She may associate the name of the tournament. I don't fucking know, but it was so cool. I met Emily Beach, another fellow lefty. That was awesome, and she's funny as all hell. Luke Humphreys, before he was going to do OTB that day. And by the way, my player, who was Serenity Madison, almost winning a Triple Crown quite some years ago on the tour. She was just really like good friends with Owen Scoggins. She ended up caddying for her on the OTB round, so check that out. It's out there on GK Pro, I think. Props to GK Pro. And I just like couldn't believe the people I met. And then I made a faux pas. So this isn't a caddy rule, but this is just like an awkward moment that we need to talk about because it was fucking hilarious. Now it's fucking hilarious. So when I got there, lo and behold, in the parking lot, it was the day after or the Open at Austin. Owen Scoggins, Kristen Tatar, Silver Lot, all hanging out in the parking lot, just having a conversation. I'm sitting out on the front porch of Austin Beerworks, straight creeping, but just wanted to get a picture of some of the greats hanging out next to my truck. Shortly after this, Serenity and I went out and we met up, started vibing, doing the front nine together, and things were going well. We're at 9. She shoots her shot. She goes to take her second shot, kind of shanks it off to the left on 9. 9 is kind of a goofy dogleg left, and then you got to get uphill and through a lot of low overhead trees, some real short trees, and on going uphill. It's a really hard shot. Haley King had like the sickest shot during this tournament, and it was crazy awesome. I think it was on day 1, and so check that out in coverage. You cannot tell how difficult that shot is that she made, and I think she parked it. It was insane. And so it's kind of hard to see people, you know, when you're kind of off to the side on that fairway. So Serenity's over on the side, and this was strictly a week where practice and play, anyone that's not a female that's in this specific tournament, you're not supposed to be playing. You got to yield to the ladies, straight up. Don't be a jerk. Get out of the way. And this dude, like, comes just strolling on down from up above the parking lot, which is where 9 ends. So as we're off to the fairway on 9, she's trying to take her approach shot. And this dude comes walking down with a sweater, this fancy sweater, ball cap, comes walking down and just starts strolling down. He like comes up to the basket and just kind of like leans on it, just like looks off, just like remembering his days when like coach should have put him in '82. And I'm like, the fuck is this guy, man? Like, how does he not see us? So I'm like, 4? Just like that, like a total dickhead. And then Serenity's like, yeah, hey, about to take a shot. Excuse me. And the guy's like, oh, sorry, I didn't even see y'all there. I'm like, this fucking guy. And it was Simon Lizotte. One more. Of course, Serenity's like a huge fan, and so is her husband. So, can I get a photo? Oh, do you mind? You know, like, of course he's gonna, you know, take the photo up because he's the nicest fucking guy. And here, you know, we're like, get out of the way, dude. What's wrong with you, man? And I'm all like, who's this fucking guy with the sweater? You know, anyway. So he was totally awesome. I ended up taking video instead. Here's the video. I ended up explaining to him here how the last time I met him was at the MVP Open, and he signed my brand new Crave, which I promptly lost in Tennessee on the way home, playing around, which, you know, good luck if you're in Tennessee and you find it. Great picture here, and great picture with his eyes closed, because nobody's perfect. So we have so much more to go over. We got rounds 1, 2, and 4 on the days that I was on the bag for Serenity. I have to tell you, I learned so much. I learned how to become a better disc golfer, a better caddy, how not to freak out, and we're going to go over all that stuff. How to chill out, how to help your player keep calm, how to shut the fuck up. That's going to be like the golden rule. Shut the fuck up. And let's learn that all together. When and where it is good to have a conversation or kind of give your player a little bit of a distraction from the intensity of the game without distracting them from being able to do their job as a professional disc golfer. So hope you enjoyed this. More to come. Much love. Thank you so much for watching, Par Pals. And if you don't subscribe, why aren't you subscribing? Why aren't you subscribing? There are 203 of you out there who love you some big disc energy. So if you like big disc energy, if you think you have big disc energy, follow, subscribe, comment, like, share this with other people. I would appreciate it. Hey, you want to see some me fucking up? Wait till the end here. All right. May your T's always be short, and may your big disc energy be long. I'm out. In their mind, they turn around and they see you being a dipshit. They turn around. I have to admit, the practice round was the best day. This was actually the most exciting because today they were filming the OTB for this tournament, and so I got to meek. Also, just the experience of meeting some of your disc golf heroes and how to put your foot in your mouth.